Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be doing everyone's favourite subject, cleaning. So everything you see in front of me right now can be used for cleaning Legos. Going from quick cleans to more in-depth ones, and then later on we'll even do washing Lego. So for very, very quick cleans, you can get these kind of tools. These are like static dust mop type things. Very quick, just to get a very, probably a small amount of dust off of your sets. They don't really get into all the little nooks and crannies on sets, particularly with Lego around studs and such. But for a very, very quick once over, they're absolutely fine. And then obviously the heads you just take off and wash in the machine, and then you can put them back. So that's great for a start. Moving on, we could use a bit more in depth is you want to just purchase some cheap makeup brushes. This is a powder brush and a brow brush. So this one you can use just to go over the Lego in general. It's really soft bristles, so it's not going to damage any of your sets or knock any pieces off. And then to get into the crevices of your sets and to get into those tight little corners, just get a brow brush like this, where you can just get into those tiny little edges. Whilst using these, you might also just want to have one of these nearby, or do it outside, or do it near an open window. Whenever dusting, it's recommended you wear some respiratory protection. So yeah, so that's just brushing them off. If your sets aren't dusty, just dusty, and they have a bit of say grime on them, or dust really set on, they're actually dirty as opposed to just being dusty, then you might want to just use something like a surface wipe or a wet wipe to just go over that and remove that grime. If you're using wipes, I would actually recommend following the wipe with a paper towel, because you don't want any residue left on there. Some wipes do have other chemicals. If you're using like a baby wipe or a facial wipe, they might have like aloe vera or cleansers or moisturizers, and you really don't want those because they might leave streaks on your Lego. So you just want to use a basic wipe, and then like I say, you probably just want to grab some tissue paper or toilet roll and just follow that and just dry it off, because you also don't really want to be leaving any moisture on your Lego sets. When it comes to using things like wet wipes and liquids, I would also just say be mindful of any sticker elements or printed elements. If you rub too hard, particularly with something like this, if you rub too hard, you could actually mark or damage any printed parts, and you also don't want any moisture getting behind your stickers and affecting the adhesive on those stickers, causing them to peel up or come off after some time. So yeah, so there's your wipes. Rubbing alcohol. This is a 70% rubbing alcohol. Obviously, IPA, isopropyl alcohol, is a great cleaning solution for lots of things. They are Lego is ABS plastic, and this shouldn't have a lasting effect on ABS plastic as long as it's used sparingly. I wouldn't recommend leaving them soaking in it for any particular length of time. And also, I would also recommend when using any kind of alcohol solution for cleaning Legos, the alcohol does evaporate. So you might find that you wipe it over and it dries up very quick, which is great. But also just remember that it's evaporating into vapors. So again, you want to use this in a well ventilated area, or you want to have respiratory protection, some PPE, which we all have since we've had COVID. um, just to protect yourself from any, as I say, any alcoholic vapors that might come off when using solutions like this. You might also find that you might just want to follow this with a paper towel as well, just in case. Alcohol will work probably better than wipes for removing greasy smudges as well. If you've got like fingerprints all over one of your sets, then using an alcohol wipe will definitely remove those. So that's those. And then obviously going into powered tools, you've got a typical vacuum. You can use this in conjunction with your dusting brushes. You could just dust in front of the vacuum and that will take up a lot of the dust. I prefer to use a smaller vacuum with a compartment like this, so should I accidentally suck up any parts, it's quite easy to get it out. If you have a larger vacuum, which again just has a compartment which you empty out, again you'll be able to get your part, but it is a much larger capacity. You're going to have to dig through some unsightly things to get your Lego pieces back. Also with these vacuums, you'll find that typically they come with an accessory, a brush end. So if you do have little areas where you want to get those bristles in, just to kind of give a little bit of friction to release some of that stubborn dust or stubborn grime, you can just pop one of those on the end and that'll help out. And then on the opposite side of that, we have blowers, and these are these are like little computer desk blowers. Again, they have bristles on the end, which is great for getting into all those little nooks and crannies, which you can't get with things like wipes and tissues. So, but again, if you're going to use a blower as opposed to a vacuum, you'll probably want to do it by an open window, or if it's a nice day, sit outside with your set and use the blower to get all that dust out. And again, if you are doing it inside, PPE protection, cover your face. When using alcohol as well, might want to just use gloves if you are susceptible to drying of the skin. This can dry out your skin, so you might just want to use gloves with that as well. So yeah, so those are how you can clean your sets when they are fully made, fully assembled sets. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go grab the Kylo Ren set, which you'll see in a clip from my shelving, and we're going to part that out and we're going to wash it. And I will show you how I will go about washing my Lego. Back in a second. Hi guys, let's have a look at what we are dealing with when it comes to my display. So let's see if I can switch this. Oh no, not that one. Okay, if you saw my last video, you'd have seen I put a picture of this up. This is the Batcave shadow box that was built recently. And then on top of that, I have the two gauntlets, Optimus Prime, we have the 1966 Batmobile, we have a Funko Pop of Thor and Thanos. And then over here we have the friend set. Now, this friend set could potentially be dismantled, put away as well to make some space. And up here we have some Funkos. We have the Harry Potter classrooms. We have the Millennium Falcon at the back there. That's very dusty. We've got Forks from Harry Potter, Dumbledore at the front. Some more Funkos. A Christmas Nutcracker. Arno from Assassin's Creed. And we got Poe Dameron's X-Wing and a First Order TIE Fighter. And again, those sets, there's 3 Star Wars vehicles at the back, will probably be taken apart and put away. And then let's have a look. In the shelving here we have Mandalorian Forge, and we have the duel on Mandalore with Ahsoka and Darth Maul. It's a great little set to get those 2 figs. And then down underneath, some Funko Pops again. And then we've got here we've got the TIE Silencer, Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer, and that's a set we will be washing and cleaning today, just to go over some examples of how you can clean your Lego. In front we have the Disney 100 minifigs, which I unboxed on the channel. This little case here, these cases, they come from Temu. Great little buy, less than £10 for both of them. I've actually ordered some more. There was free shipping as well at the moment, don't know why, but there we go. We've got a micro Disney Castle, and we have 12 Grimmauld Place. We have the Ministry of Magic, and we have BD1, who was my first video on the channel. So that's the space I've got. And then over here, these are the sets I built recently that I need to put out on the table that I use for filming. So yeah, so we need to find space for them up here somewhere, and maybe even up there. So yeah, so I will pull out Kylo Ren and his TIE Fighter, and we shall see you in a moment. Right, so here we have Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer shuttle, and as you can see, it is thick of dust. My apologies, I know that my shelves are a disgrace because of dusting, but no excuse here, but we are big collectors. We have shelves, so many shelves full of so much stuff that dusting is not one of our specialities. So yeah, we will just show you kind of what we can get off just with these two brushes and a bit of hoovering, and then I'm going to actually show you how I'm planning to part this out, ready for washing it up. So for example, as I said earlier, you can use these just to dust off, and as I say, it's very dusty, so you probably do want something to protect your breathing. You can have the hoover on at the same time. Obviously that will kind of drown us out, but even just by dusting off that one area, just using the single brush, which is the powder brush, you see that area is a lot lighter than the area down below. So you can go over it with that, and then to get into some of these more tricky areas, you can just use the brow brush here, and it will even run in between the studs. So, and really get into those little nooks and crannies. And if I was planning to keep this set together, that is probably what I would have to do, is to go around all this area with the brushes, with a vacuum as well, and just see what we could take off. So I'm going to turn the mic off, turn this on, and just go over a little bit on this side, just to show you what I can do just by using a little hand vac. So let's turn you around, and we've got a lovely dusty wing there. So let's put you on mute. Cosmo's come to say hello. Right, so that was just using this one, the vac, and as you can see, the nylon brushes aren't sometimes as good as these small brushes. You're just getting into those smaller areas, but obviously using the vac, you're taking all the dust out of the air right away. So so maybe a combination of both would be actually the best idea. As I say, you could run this close to where you were brushing, and you'd be taking the dust out of the air as you were brushing along. So yeah, and as I say, just using a brush, and this is just a very soft bristle brush, there's no harshness to it. And then if you do get slightly more stubborn area of dirt, you can use the brow brush to get in there a little bit more and just really get it out. Come on, there we go. But ultimately, as I say, I'm going to part this set out and wash it properly as per the instructions on the Lego website. So I will start parting this out and I'll be back with you in a short while. Okay, that didn't take too long. So I've now separated them out. I have most of the large pieces here, and I will be washing these in the bowl using the colander. And then I have smaller pieces here which could potentially have gone through the parts of the colander. I'm going to wash with a sieve, because then I know they're not going to go out. And then I have a third pile, and this is just stuff. These are the pieces that I don't particularly want to wash or soak in the water. So I've got some four circular tiles which have sticker elements, and then the two side window sticker elements as well on these pieces, and then also the two spring-loaded launchers. Obviously the spring, I don't really want to get them wet because I don't want it to rust. So plus they're not particularly dirty, they're normally hidden well within or underneath the vehicle, so they'll just need wiping down. So these ones I'm just going to very briefly wipe down. I'm not actually going to wash them. I'll keep them separate for now. And then these two I will now go and get everything ready to wash this Lego. Funnily enough, I actually think it took me a lot quicker to take these apart than it ever did to build it in the first place. So, so if you're ever wondering, it's a lot quicker to take Lego apart than it is to build. So yeah, if it took you 2 days to build a set, it's going to take you a couple of hours just to break it all down. So yeah, right, I'll go get the water ready for washing up and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I have in front of me is a bowl of warm water, not hot, not boiling, just warm, and a bowl of just clear water. Now in this bowl, the one we're going to wash in, we're just going to add in just a touch of dish detergent or washing up liquid if you're in the UK. How appropriate. And we're just going to add just a dash of that to here. There we are. We'll just mix that in. Make sure it's all in there. And there we go. Hey, Cosmo. And then we're going to take some of our pieces. Ooh. So we're taking the large pieces. The reason I've got a colander is it'll be easier to pull the pieces back out of the bowl once they're done. So yeah, so we'll take some of these pieces and we'll just put them in the colander like so. You don't want to overfill it. You want enough room for there to be some movement. So take some pieces in there and we'll just dip that in the water. And all we're doing is we are moving them around. Technically the term is agitate. We're agitating them. Just whilst they're in the colander. Make sure the water and the detergent is getting around every single brick in between them all. There we go. So as you see, because it's in the colander, it's easy just to take it back out, and then we take it over to. Ooh, let's move it. Now I'm going to take it over to my clean water, and I'm just going to use some clean water with no detergent, just to rinse them. Because you want to rinse off any of the detergent suds and things, you don't want any residue left on your Lego. So there we go. With a little rinse. Obviously, if you're doing this at the sink, you could just rinse them under the tap. But yeah, one of the reasons also why I want to do this in a colander and a sieve is if you are doing this at a sink, you then you then don't run the risk of losing any pieces down the drain. So yeah, so now that they're rinsed off, they look a lot better. I will just set them out on this towel, which I've set out purple, of course. So I will just set them out on the table. You're dripping. Put you in there. And separate out quite wide so that they've got room to just drip and air dry on the table. Obviously, you might want to just, again, set out an area where you can just put all your pieces out to dry. And then let's do some of the other ones, some of the smaller pieces. So you can sit there. And we'll do these ones in the sieve. Because, again, we didn't chose a sieve because we didn't, probably can get all these in one go. So, there we go. So that's all the small pieces which are in the sieve. And again, they're in the sieve just in case they would have gone through the holes in the colander. And again, we just agitate these around. The small pieces I've got in here are typically 1x1, 1x2 studs. Some of the connectors. Some of the pieces you'd normally find in the smaller plastic bags when you open your sets. I also like to, when I put this back away, when I repackage it, put the smaller pieces into a plastic tub and I seal it. When I say a plastic tub, I mean like a Tupperware box. So if you had takeout and you keep your boxes like we do sometimes, then they are great for just putting your small pieces in. I don't like to keep them in bags for the simple reason that if the bag gets a hole, then these pieces again could fall through, whereas you're not really likely going to get a hole develop in your Tupperware. So yeah, giving you life tips here. So yeah, so there we go. So give that a good run around, shake it off. Some ASMR for you. Shake, shake, shake. Sonora. Cosmo's just licking the colander. That's great. And then again, we just want to rinse these off just to make sure we've got no soap residues on these bits, so that they dry all nice and clean, like new. Let's just pour this in. Give them a rinse. There we go. Knock out as much water as we can. And then put out on the towel to dry. There we go. All those little pieces. And spread them out. We want the air to get to them so they can dry quicker. If you have a hairdryer, you can dry them with a hairdryer, but you must put that hairdryer on either cold or the lowest heat setting. ABS plastic, which is a lot of this Lego is made out of, does have quite a high melting point. I think it's over 200 degrees, but it will become malleable, and I think a little over 100 degrees centigrade, that is, not Fahrenheit. So yeah, I know that you can do 3D printing with ABS plastics on a 3D printer at home. So I think it's 225 is the melting point. I'm not sure, can't remember. But yes, so we'll set that out. What I will do tonight is, well, I'll continue washing all the large pieces, and then I'll leave this out for a few hours. Then I'm going to come back, turn them over, agitate them around so that they can drip dry any parts which are upside down and might collect a bit of water. Flip them over, agitate it around, let them drain out the other side, and then again, probably in the morning. And then tomorrow, once that's done, the large pieces I will bag up. As I've said, the small pieces I will put into a small Tupperware box, and then I will seal that box with parcel tape around the edges. And then I will have to go in the attic, find the box that this set belongs to, and go put it away. And that's it. That's pretty much how I will clean my Lego and makes a bit of space for some of the new sets that are going back out. Whilst I've also cleaned off the shelves, I am actually just going to full on polish those shelves because they are disgusting. So, yeah. And that's it for today. So, yeah. If you have any tips or tricks on how you like to clean out or dust or sort your Lego, then please let me know. If you've liked the video, then like, subscribe, comment, all those great things. Share with your friends. And yeah. And we'll see what we make next time. Now I'm making more space. We'll see what I can make to fill it. Great. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.